Hi dear friends, a very good evening to one and all. Once again, welcome back to Hit Transfer class. This is an initiative by Techie faculty with the motto of Let's Crack the Gate. If you are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe to our channel as well as join our Telegram group so that you will get timely information and notices regarding our new steps or strategies. So this is Muhammad Rafi, one among the Techie faculty from Assam Engineering College. Actually, I was planning to conduct today's lecture as a live session in the YouTube channel, but my internet speed was not enough to conduct the streaming. But in future, definitely, I am looking forward to interact with you in a live chat or live discussion. Maybe a revision of our topic or any new subject like thermodynamics or some portion of refrigeration, air conditioning, whatever possible way. Definitely I will be coming up with some interaction with you guys. So this is just we just started this initiative. Please understand me, I am in Kerala right now with we are under lockdown, still we are under lockdown, and also people are working across the country, different parts of the country. So we are also trying to gather our technical stuff like pen and tablet or some other new advanced technologies, or even new camera or new mics for recording and all. So we are coming with new initiative. Please stick with us, please spread this information with your friends and batchmates. And also this is, you guys are preparing for a competitive exam, and we have been gone through this stages, so we already know what are the best time and what are the inputs will be suitable for you. So this is the right time. We are just started with a couple of subject, but on the time go, like in future it will be, we will be gearing up. I hope you guys are already aware about our mock test that will be coming up from July months onwards. So please register to that way also, and please spread the word, because your support is very much essential for us. We are working remotely from different parts of the country. So our effort or our initiative, how we are assessing is that number of views or number of likes or number of comments for these YouTube videos. So if these views are high or the comments are high or the share is high, so then we will be motivated. And believe me, I don't even know other colleague who are teaching other subject. So we are working as a team. Okay, team in the sense with a only single motto that you guys should be benefited, like my dear students should be benefited, and your gate score should be improved, and you should be benefited in your campus recruitment and all. Okay, so in today's class I am going to talk about the view factor or shape factor. And believe me, radiation is a theoretical subject. Like I said, radiation heat transfer, most of the things are a bit difficult or bit different compared to the conduction or convection mode of heat transfer. So for me as an educator, it was very easy to discuss conduction or convection, because most of the things were little more comparable with the fluid mechanics or thermodynamics and all. But here radiation is a completely different portion. But in exam point of view, the questions which is asked from this portion are very easy. Okay, most of the questions are very straightforward. So I'm preparing some quiz questions for you guys, and it will be released in the upcoming days. So then also you will realize the question from conduction and questions from radiation are a bit different. In radiation you have to remember a couple of equations, couple of techniques, then every question will be almost similar. So the chances of getting correct mark or the accuracy rate will be high in case of a radiation compared to conduction. So guys, don't miss or don't skip these portions. Please attend all the lectures from this portion and try to practice as many questions from any sources. And also I was getting a lot of messages asking about the strategy, how to study for gate exam, or how to study the heat transfer subject. So believe me, we just started. So one the moment I am completing the portion, definitely next step is practicing and revision. So learning is a it is a step by step process. Nobody can mug up everything in a single day. And unlike our university exam, in university exam we already know the question pattern. We if For example, if I'm talking about the Guwahati University or in Assam Engineering College, definitely every year in heat transfer there will be a couple of questions from conduction, couple of questions from fin analysis, couple of questions from radiation. So it was very easy to learn, or it was very easy to prepare for the exam. But in GATE exam, we cannot predict anything. Like we know some trend, but nothing is completely predictable. So we have to improve our knowledge. We have to improve our basic understanding in the subject. That is why I was discussing some real-time scenario in our related to the topic, as well as I was discussing the previous year question, so that you will get a peripheral idea. That is not enough actually. We are just the starting point. So once you have enough basement, enough foundation, then we can build the further construction or further uh, steps on the foundation. So in the whole discussion, in the throughout of my discussion, my intention was to building your foundation. So just merely attending the YouTube channel is not at all enough. You have to attend the mock test, you have to revise, you have to prepare the equation book and formula book. And believe me, once you are in track with all this strategy, definitely there will be a huge difference in your gate score. If I don't know you, like whether you are attending gate exam for the first time or you have already attended the exam already, but I can assure you, if you are regularly following our strategy, I am not only talking about the heat transfer subject, it is related to all other subjects. All the all the teachers in this YouTube channel, all are committed to provide you quality content. You can see the PPT I am sharing with you is also, it's a mixture of a lot of textbook. I have been going through a lot of resources and I am trying to catch whatever necessary for you, and that is also may not be complete solution for the subject, but I can assure you it will be fairly enough to give you a basic foundation and start solving the problem. Okay, so without much delay, I don't want to waste your time. Let's move on to the course content. And again, I wanted to remind you that I will be coming with the live session with you, and I am very much looking forward to interact with you, and also I will be looking forward to help you to achieve our common goal, that is, let's crack the gate. Okay, so guys, just look at the two surfaces. There is one surface maybe having some temperature T2, and I am calling it as 2. Now I am going to discuss about a new terminology that is called view factor or shape factor or configuration factor. So how this can be calculated? What is the physical relevance and what is the importance in the radiation heat transfer, and how to calculate this factor for different scenario. That is what we are going to discuss. And also I will be discussing a couple of previous year questions from the topic. So here we already discussed, for any surface having some non-zero temperature, what will happen? It will start radiating electromagnetic wave. It will be of thermal radiation, and it will be either infrared, visible or ultraviolet. So anyway, this is radiating some units. Suppose I can count this photon as 100 units are leaving surface 2. What I am saying, 100 units of radiation are leaving surface 2. Just for understanding, I am telling you. Then what will happen? Out of this 100, a couple of the radiations are hitting surface 1. If this is surface 1, so suppose 50 units reaching surface 1. What about the other radiation? Out of 100, only 50 is hitting surface number 1. Uh, that means this is surface number 1 having some temperature T1. So just like the T2, this one also will be radiating radiation in different direction, right? This is quite natural. Every surface will be radiating. So out of this radiation, some radiation will hit on surface 2 also, right? Suppose this one 100 is leaving, 100 units of radiation leaving surface 1, and out of this how much, around 60, 60 units are reaching surface 2. तो ये सिचुएशन जस्ट इमेजिन, कोई भी सरफेस, मान लो दो सरफेस है, एक से जो रेडिएशन निकल रहा है वो थोड़ा, उसका थोड़ा पोर्शन दूसरा में लगा it will hit on it, right? जैसे दूसरा में जो रेडिएशन कर रहा है वो इसमें भी हिट हो जाएगा, ठीक है। इसलिए वी आर जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द फ्रैक्शन, दैट इज सपोज F12 is the radiation leaving. F12 meaning is that radiation leaving surface 1 reaching 2. So what will be the F12? Out of 100 units are leaving, how much is reaching 2? It is 60 divided by 100. So you can say 0.6 will be equal to F12. So for example, what will be F21? Radiation leaving 2 and reaching 1. So what is the total number of radiation leaving surface 2? It is 100. But how much is leaving surface reaching surface unit 1? It is 50. So you can say it will be 0.5. Okay. So in general, I will term it as FMN. Okay, this is radiation leaving surface M and reaching surface N. So what is its relevance? It is a fraction of radiation energy leaving surface M that reaches surface N. So definitely for any surface, the value will be either 0 or 1. 0 less than or equal to 1. Right? Suppose there are lot of surfaces. Suppose there are many surfaces. Suppose uh, just example you consider just like this, and radiations are leaving. Suppose this is one surface, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I am considering all the surfaces, like suppose radiation leaving number 1 and hitting number 3, okay, then that will be F13. So that value will be less than or equal to 1. It can be either 0 or 1. Okay, so any fraction between that fraction will be depends on a lot of parameter, mainly its geometric nature. So that is very important. You have to remember it is independent of the surface roughness or temperature, etc. It is just a geometric configuration of the object. Okay, we will you will get to know better ideas once we are discussing the problems or some examples. So let's move on to discuss some example. So first of all, let me talk about the one example. Let's consider a couple of example. First, suppose a flat surface. So what is a flat surface? Suppose there is a surface like this, and I am term it as surface number 1. Now for this point, what will be the radiation leaving surface 1 and hitting surface 1? It can be possible, right? Just look at here. For any flat surface, and radiations are leaving from the surface 1 and which is falling back on the surface 1. So what will be the value? Suppose we have already discussed diffusive surface, non-diffusive surface, all those things, right? So basically, I'm just trying to help you to get a better pictorial view about this radiation factor or view factor. So for any surface, radiations are will be like this, right? So for any surface, F11 will be equal to 0. This is very important. What is the meaning? For any flat surface, there will be no radiation leaving that one and hitting on that itself. Because ऐसे सोच लो, मतलब जो रेडिएशन है वो वही फ्लैट सरफेस से जो निकालेगा, it will not come back to the same surface. It may hit on the other surface and reflect back. That is a different thing. I am just talking whatever radiation leaving on a single surface which is falling on the same surface will be equal to 0. Let's, in order to get a better idea, let's discuss about some more example, just like yeah. A second example, suppose concave surface. Suppose you consider a surface like this is concave, right? ये cave का जैसा होता है, ठीक है? So I am calling this surface number 1. So what should be the F11? What should be the radiation leaving surface 1 and hitting on the same surface? So if I am just considering any point on the surface, radiation will be in different hemispherical radiation, right? Hemispherical direction. So you can see some portion of the radiation will be hitting on the same surface and some portion will be leaving away from the surface. So what should be our conclusion on this? Yeah, so F11 for any concave surface will be less than 0. That means sorry, less than 1. It will be always less than or equal to. Okay, so F11 in this case will be less than equal 1. I hope you got the idea. So just tell me what should be in case of a convex surface. How is a convex surface? It is like this, right? Just curved nature. So for this surface, if I am just like in the other cases, if you just imagine any point, radiations are leaving in a hemispherical direction, right? So what should be the value of F11? Radiation leaving surface number 1 and hitting on it. How much? Yes, just like the plane surface, it should be equal to 0. So how I was concluding, or I was just give your logic throughout the view factor problem, throughout your configuration problem. It 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 don't have much relation with the radiation heat transfer concept. It is more or less like a aptitude class. It is more or less like a logical class, right? Here I will be discussing in a, like you can just try to convince yourself by imaging for a flat surface whatever radiation is leaving will not come back to all that, but in convex surface on concave surface you can see it will hit on the surface, there is a chance, that's why it is less than 1, but we don't know how much percentage will be hitting back on the same surface. But in case of a concave convex surface, no radiation will be hitting, whatever leaving will be leaving away, it will not come back to the same surface, but it may hit another surface and come back, that but that case f11 will not be possible, it will be f23 f32 like that. Okay, so this is some example I am going to plot in front of you just for a better clarity. So everybody, let's try some other cases just like what if when a body completely covered by another, that means suppose just you just take an example, suppose there is a body like this, if I am calling this surface as 1 and another surface as 2. So just imagine whatever radiation leaving number 1, what should be the value f11 here, because it is a flat surface, so it should be equal to 0. What about f12? Whatever radiation leaving 1, whatever radiation leaving 1 should be hitting 2, so it should be equal to 1. The fraction of f12, what is the meaning of f12? The radiation leaving surface number 1 hitting on surface number 2. So if 1 is completely covered by 2, all the radiation leaving 1 will be hitting on number 2. That is why 1 2 equal to this one. So similarly, what about the surface number 2? Whatever radiation leaving number 2 and hitting number 1, what should be the value? Radiation leaving number 2 hitting number 1. Suppose this way, leaving number 2 hitting number 1. So definitely it will be less than equal to 0. Less than 0, or sorry, less than 1. It is some positive value but less than 1, because some portion of the radiation will be hitting back on the same surface because it is a concave surface. Understood? So in this case you can see F22 will be also less than 1, but you can make a conclusion whatever radiation leaving number 2, that means you can say F21 plus F22 should be equal to 1, right? Because there is nothing else, the radiation, whatever radiation leaving surface number 2, it will be hitting either on the same surface or on the surface number 1, because it is a complete enclosure. Understood? Now let's take another example, two concentric spherical surfaces. I hope you guys are getting some image, like you guys are following this lecture. So let's try to figure out what will be the case. Suppose there are two surfaces. Suppose this is a sphere and I am calling it as surface number 1, and this inner surface as surface number 2, and both are spheres. So what will be in case of F1 2? F12 will be equal to how much? What is the meaning of F12? Guys, please listen to me carefully, because if you all this thing in this slide, whatever I am discussing, if you can, if you get enough idea or if you get clarified about this concept regarding this slide and also upcoming slide, then all the problems will be much more easy for you. Like all the questions related to the shape factor or view factor, you can easily solve by yourself. There is no much complication or twist in this type of question. Okay, only thing is you should have some basic understanding about what is the meaning of view factor, what is the meaning of that terminology. Suppose what is the basic difference of F12 and F21? What is the basic difference? F12 is radiation leaving number 1 and reaching on 2. F21 is radiation leaving number 2 and reaching on number 1. Okay, so here what should be the value of F12? Because for example, what is the value of F11? Just like here, whatever radiation leaving number 1 will not hit on the same surface because it is a convex surface, so it should be equal to 0. So by default the total radiation leaving on the surface number 1 will be F11 plus F12, so it should be equal to F12 should be equal to 1. So if it is completely covered, you can also just imagine, if any object is completely covered by the another surface, the inner surface whatever radiation coming from will be hitting on the covering surface. Easy, right? So just imagine some objects are thrown away from this thing, तो इससे जो भी जाएगा कहाँ लग जाएगा? जो बाहर है, जो सेकेंडरी है, जो कवर कर रहा है, उसमें ही लग जाएगा ना. इसलिए इसका तो F12 will be equal to 1, F11 will be equal to 0. तो आप लोग हेल्प कर दीजिए, what should be the value of F22? F22 radiation leaving number 2 hitting on the same surface. So definitely you can see it should be equal to less than 1. So similarly F21 radiation leaving 2 and hitting on number 1. So 2 से जाएगा 1 में जो लगाएगा, तो that also will be equal to 1. So you can say F22 plus F21 equal to 1. Just like the previous case, here also you can make a conclusion. For a completely covered surface, the inner surface, all the radiation leaving from that will be hitting on the outer surface. So this is all about the some example related to the view factor. Now I am going to discuss some rules for the calculation, because this is also very important, because while we are doing some problems, there will be a lot of scenario where this kind of rules will be helpful. So let's see how this will be helpful. So what is the summation rule? Basically, just like indirectly I have already discussed the summation rule. For any surface, suppose there is one surface. So and there are multiple number of surfaces. So suppose m number of surface. So if I am just taking all the sum of the shape factor, suppose radiation leaving surface number 1 and hitting on surface number 1, plus radiation leaving surface number 1 hitting on surface number 2, radiation leaving surface number 1 and hitting on surface number 3. So if I take the summation of all those things, radiation leaving surface number 1 and hitting on m mth surface, then what should be the summation? If I am taking the all the radiation, whatever radiation leaving, and if I am taking the summation of all the view factor for a particular surface, definitely it should be equal to 1. What is the meaning of view factor? Radiation, the portion of radiation hitting on the other surface to the total radiation leaving. Okay, so if this is the basic idea. So for any surface it will be same. Suppose for in case of a second surface, so radiation leaving surface 2 and hitting on number 1, radiation leaving surface 2 and hitting on 2, f23, just like that, f2m equal to 1. So similarly, if there is n surfaces, okay, n1, or if I am saying for m surface, it will be radiation leaving number m and hitting on number 1, radiation leaving number m surface and hitting on surface number 2. Similarly, radiation leaving surface m and hitting on the same surface m equal to 1. So this is basically a basic idea about the mu factor. For any, if you take the summation, it should be equal to 1. So similarly, there is another rule that is called a reciprocity rule. So what is the meaning of reciprocity rule? Is that suppose you just take a surface, two surfaces, just like in the previous case, there is one surface, there is another surface. Okay, so here these two surfaces are interacting radiation. So definitely you can see, suppose this have a radiation surface area of a1 and this is having a surface area of a2, and you can say the radiation leaving surface number 1 and hitting number 2, similarly radiation leaving surface 2 and hitting number 1, then that is f12 and f21. Then there is a relationship is that a1 into f12 should be equal to a2 into f21. This is the meaning of reciprocity rule. So this is it is very easy to understand how this rule is talking. The reciprocity rule is that suppose you just take two surface, having the same temperature. So if these two surfaces having the same temperature, they will be interacting the radiation. So in order to make the heat transfer equal, then this A1 F12 should be equal to A2 F21. So once we next class we will be talking about the radiation technique or the radiation network analysis, all those things like radiosity, irradiation. There are some terminology like that. So we will be mainly focusing on how this radiation heat transfer taking place. Till now, I have been in the previous class also. I have been discussing some theory related to the radiation. So, but in today also I am been discussing some theory. So why we are learning this theory? What is the purpose of this theory? That will be coming into picture or into discussion in the next class. That is the radiation, how what will be the heat exchange between the two surfaces. So there the view factor also will play a major role. That is why we are discussing view factor in today's lecture. Anyway, this is all about the reciprocity rule. That means this will be very much helpful in our problem solving session. That is for any surface. If you can say AM, then FMN, then you can say you just just interchange AN, F, N, M. That means you just remember every time. Make sure you are having the same parameter m m or n n, that is whatever radiation leaving this, if you multiply with the view fact area, then it should be equal. Okay, so let's move on to solve some question. This is very interesting question. Most of the questions are very interesting, but guys, please believe me, once you start solving, you will see a lot of different types of questions are asked, but the basic concepts are everywhere it is same. So the main trouble or the main pitfall in this kind of questions is that you just remember, be careful about the mathematics or the simple algebra. Don't make mistakes. Okay, and another thing is sometimes they will talk about the sphere, sometimes it will be cylinder. So in that case, the surface area of a sphere or surface area of a cylinder, both are different. So those kind of small twisters are there, but in general these questions are very easy, very straightforward, and I have seen many questions are repeatedly asked in GATE as well as in IES. So here this is a question in 2019, very recent question, and also asked for a 1 mark question. So let's try to solve it. So here read the question thoroughly and let's see how we can solve it. So there is a sphere 1 with a diameter 0.1 is completely enclosed by another sphere 2 of diameter 0.4 and the view factor f12. So here you just try to imagine the scenario. There is one sphere, another sphere 2, right? So what is the radius here? This is having a radius of, or the diameter equal to 0.1. This is having a diameter equal to 0.4 meter. Now the question is f12. Don't get confused. Here you could have asked f21 or many things could have been asked, but here directly the question is f12. So what is the answer? F12 means what? Radiation leaving surface 1 and hitting number 2, right? So what should be the answer? What is the value of F11 here? What is the value? Because it is a convex surface. So for a, like just imagine a ball, football. अभी तो यूरो कप, कोपा अमेरिका वो सब चल रहा है ना. तो फुटबॉल का हिसाब से देखो, फुटबॉल का बाहर से मतलब वट एवर इट इज कवर्ड, nothing will be coming on the same surface. So f11 will be equal to 0. So you can see f12 equal to 1. It was a direct question. Option number Delhi. Without much idea of the area and all, it could have, you could have get the, you should get the right answer. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, please practice yourself. Even if you made the mistake, don't worry, we will be coming with some revision and we will be coming up with some quizzes there. Be careful. Okay, let's solve this question, everybody, please. So it was a question asked in GATE 2015, and here how much mark? It was a question for 2 marks. Okay, so let's see how this can be solved. A solid sphere of radius r is placed inside a hollow closed hemispherical surface. Okay, and radius 4r. The uh, shape factor f21 is asked. Okay, so now I hope you can just visualize what is the question. There is a hemisphere, मतलब जो फुटबॉल है उसका हाथ आधा हेमिस्फीयर, उसके अंदर दूसरा बॉल लगा लगा हुआ है, ठीक है. तो उनमें से उनका बीच में मतलब f21, मतलब यहां से यहां तक जो रेडिएशन आएगा उसका व्यू फैक्टर कितना है, ठीक है. सो f21 इज आस्क्ड. We can calculate A1, we can calculate A2, all those things are clearly visible. What will be the area A1? It is a A1 will be 4 pi r square, whatever be the radiation. So it can see 4 pi r square, right? So whatever the hemisphere surface. So for a hemisphere, I hope you can just visualize. For a hemisphere ऐसा एक surface आएगा, एक convex shape and also a plane, मतलब जो base, ठीक है. So जो total surface area will be pi r2 square plus 4 pi r square होगा total internal surface area, but it is a half of the sphere, right? So it should be 2 pi r2 square, whatever may be the radius of the sphere. So you can see 3 pi r2 square. So here already given what is the r2, it is 4r. So 3 into pi into 4r whole square. So you can see 416 into 48 r square, pi r square should be the A2. Now the question is F21. What is F12? What is F12? What is F11 here? The radiation leaving surface number 1 hitting on the surface number 1 will be equal to 0 because we already know it is a convex surface. So for a convex surface, whatever radiation surface leaving number 1 will not hit on the same surface. So what should be f12? It should be equal to 1 itself, right? If f11 in summation rule, we already know f11 plus f12 equal to total equal to 1. So if f11 equal to 0, then you can say f12 equal to 1. So if you know f12, how to find out f21? You will use reciprocity rule. That is a1 f12 should be equal to a2 f21, right? So if it is the case, then f21 you can say a1 by a2 into f12. What is the a1 by a2? We already know what is area 1, what is area 2. So you can see 4 pi r square divided by 48 pi r square into f12 equal to 1, that we already calculated f12 equal to 1. So here you can see it will be equal to 1 by 12, that is option number A. How many you got the right answer? Did you get the right answer? Okay, so let's move on to the next question. What is this question? Please go through this. So here in this question, just go through the question. The shape factor with themselves of two infinitely long black body concentric cylinder. Okay, in the previous case I was talking about a sphere, but here it is a concentric cylinder and having some radius diameter ratio. Suppose this is surface number 1, so this is radius diameter number 1, and this is surface number 2, so it is having a diameter d2. So d1 by d2 should be equal to 3, that is given already. Now the question is, what is f11, what is f22? That is the question. Okay, now just tell me what should be equal for in case of a concentric cylinder with a diameter ratio of 3 for inner surface, that is f22. What is f22? F22, this is a convex surface, so f22 equal to 0. What about the f11? That we don't know, right? Now we have to find out f11, right? F11, you can say f11 equal to 1 minus f12, because f11 plus f12 will be equal to 1 using summation rule. Now I have to find out what is f12. So in order to find out f12, I can say f22 is equal to 0, then f21 will be equal to 1. That is also from summation rule. So I can say if I know f21, then a2 f12 will be equal to a2 into f21 divided by a1. So what is the a2 and a1? So a2 is, what is the surface area of the inner cylinder? What is the surface? Instead of talking about the sphere, now we have to consider the cylinder. So for a cylinder, what is the surface area? That we already studied in the conduction portion and all. It will be pi d into L, and a1 will be pi d1 into L, and it is already mentioned is that it is a infinite long, or both having the same length, so you can just ignore the length part here. So ultimately it should be equal to d2 by d1 into f21 equal to 1. So what is d2 by d1? 1 minus 1 by 3, because d1 by d2 equal to 3. So you can see 3 minus 1 by 3 equal to 2 by 3. What is the option? For inner surface it is 0, and the outer surface it is 2 by 3. So ultimately you can say option number A. Understood? Are you getting the right answers? Huh? So let's move on to the next question. What is the question here? Here, instead, in the previous case we were talking about a cylinder. Now here also a solid cylinder is located at the center of a hollow sphere. Yeah. So I told you the main pitfall in this question will be regarding the geometry, whether we are considering a sphere or a cylinder. Rest of the things are almost similar. So here there is a cylinder is placed inside a sphere. What is the diameter of the sphere? The diameter is d1 equal to 1. So this solid cylinder, this is surface number 2 and this sphere is surface number 1. Okay. Now the diameter is given as this is 0.5 and this is also 0.5 and all the details are given. Now the question is what is F11? So just like that, if we are using the summation rule, I can say f11 plus f12 equal to 1. So I can say f11 will be equal to 1 minus f12. If I know what f12, then things will be very easy. But what will be the f21? Whatever radiation from 2 will be hitting, because all this surface is a plane surface and another surface is a convex surface. So whatever radiation leaving number 2 will not hit back on the same thing. That means you can say F22 equal to 0. So F21 equal to by default 1. So I am going a little faster because we have already discussed all those things. So 1 minus F12 will be equal to A1 uh, A2 F21 divided by A1, right? Now tell me what is the A2 and A1. This is the only trick, only twist in this portion. What is the surface area of this thing? It is a cylinder. So for any cylinder having some finite length, we already know the surface area will be the area of the end faces as well as the curved surface. So end surface, curved surface will be pi dl plus end face will be 2 times pi d square by 4. Understood? So here you can, we already know the value like diameter and length. So I can directly use pi into d 0.5 into 0.5 plus 2 and 2 getting cancelled. So I can say pi into 0.5 square by 2. This will be the area number 2 or the area of the particular surface. What about the surface number A1? What is the area? A1 will be merely 4 pi r square, r1 square. So if d is 0.1, diameter is 1, then I can say 4 pi into 0.5 square. So we already know a1 a2, we already know f21 equal to 1. So you can directly write 1 minus a2 by a1. A2 is 0.5 into pi, this is this value I am talking, plus pi into 0.5 square by 2 divided by a1 is 4 pi 0.5 square. Okay, so this question was asked in GATE 2005 with a 2 mark. Okay, so it is pure mathematics now. Things are very like we just have to find out the final answer. That is our objective. So 1 minus pi getting cancelled everywhere, and also 0.5 square also I can cancel. So I can get 1 plus 0.5. 1.5 divided by 4, right? So 1.5 divided by 4 will be 0.375, right? So I can say it will be 6.25. So the answer is Bombay. Are you getting? Huh? So this is how this question should be approached. So I am just randomly using the summation rule as well as the reciprocal concept. So let's move on to the next question. So what is this question? This is also a recent question in GATE 2017, but this question was deleted because of some error in the question. Instead of they were asking between surface 2 and surrounding, there was some mistake in the question. So the IIT, I think it was in 2017, it was IIT Roorkee. So they have given mark to everyone. So that also may happen if there is some error in the question paper, and also you will also get a chance to challenge the questions as well as the options while once the answer key are disclosed or the answer key are announced. Anyway, let's try to solve this question. Two black surface AB and BC of length 5 मीटर एंड तो AB का जो लेंथ है 5 मीटर, इसका है 6 मीटर. ओके, are oriented as shown. Both surface extend infinitely into the third dimension, that is from our from the plane of the diagram. Given the view factor f12 is already given as 0.5 and temperature T1. So this surface having a temperature 800 Kelvin, this surface having a temperature 600 Kelvin, and the surrounding T infinity you can say 300 Kelvin. Now Stefan Boltzmann we already know 5, 6, 7, 8. The heat transfer rate between surface 2 and surrounding. So if I am calling it as 3, surface 3. Okay. The question is Q 2, 3. What is the heat transfer between surface 2 and 3? So this is why I told you what is the relevance of a view factor. So view factor I will be discussing in the next class regarding the uh, direct equation, but you can say the equation will be F23 into A2 into sigma into T2 to the power 4 minus T3 to the power 4. This is the general equation. So rest of the thing we already know what is the A2, all these things you can calculate. Only confusion is F23. So F23, how to find out F23? That is our main concern in this question. So guys, please try how we can find out F23. So F23, there are, you can see using summation rule. Summation rule F23 I'm talking, right? Using summation rule, you can say for the surface F21 plus F22 plus F23 equal to 1. That we already know. So what about the F22? F22 will be equal to 0. Why? Because F22 equal to 0. Why? Because it's a plane surface. For any plane surface, the radiation will not hit back on the same surface. So it should be equal to 0. What about F21? F21 we don't know, but we know F12. So ultimately you can say F23 equal to 1 minus F21. So that one you can say a 1 minus A1 F12 divided by A2 using the reciprocity concept. Right? I hope you guys are calculating by yourself. Now let's do 1 minus, what is A1? Surface area of 1. So that should be equal to 6 divided by 5 into length. So it will be getting cancelled on both sides into F12. F12 is already given as 0.5. So it should be equal to 1 minus 0.6 equal to 0.4. That is the value of F23. Now Q23 from the diagram you can see 0.4 0.4 into what is the length surface 2 का जो surface area होगा 5 into 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 into T2 minus T3. T2 is 600, right? 600 to the power 4 minus T3 is 300 to the power 4. So if you do this calculation, you will end up with an answer 13.78 kilowatt. That means this answer will be 13.78. Okay. So this is also a straightforward question. Only the pitfall was the calculating the shape factor. That is why I was discussing this question in today's lecture. So let's move on to the next question. Let's see how we can solve this. Everybody please go through this. So this is also a very straightforward question. We have already discussed a couple of questions similar to this. Consider the radiation heat exchanger inside an annulus between two very long cylinder. Okay, so there are two cylinder like this. The radius of the outer cylinder. Suppose I am calling it as 2 and 1, and this is having a radius Ri, and this is having a radius Ro. Then we have been asked to find out the radiation view factor of the outer cylinder onto itself, that is F22. Okay, so similarly, what just like we have done in the previous cases, you can say F22 equal to 1 minus F21 using the summation rule. So 1 minus A1 F12 divided by A2. कैसे मिला है अभी बताऊंगा नहीं, कितना बार समझाएगा नहीं. So how you will calculate F21? F21 is using the reciprocity rule for the F12. What is the F12? 12 just because it is a convex surface and which is completely covered by the surface number 2. So F12 will be equal to 1, right? So you can say 1 minus A1 by A2 into 1. 1 minus pi dl, right? Because it is cylinder. So you can say R. What is the radius of I? It is Ri divided by Ro. The option number Delhi. GATE 2016 का single mark question है. ठीक है. So let's move on to the final question of today's lecture. So for a cylindrical tube of equal length, everybody please read the question and try to solve by yourself and let me know. Yeah. What is the F12? So using the summation rule, you can say F11 plus F12 plus F13 will be equal to 1. So what about F11? This is the surface, number 1. So F11, it is a plane surface, so its value will be equal to 0. So F12 will be equal to 1 minus F13, so equal to 1 minus 0.17, it is 0.83. That is also a straightforward question from this topic. So guys, till now whatever I was discussing is that view factor, what is the important, how we can calculate the view factor. So you have to remember only one thing, the configuration, how we are, the terminology F12, what is the meaning? Leaving number 1, hitting on number 2. Another thing, for a surface of a cylinder and sphere, what is the basic difference in the area, expression for area. Okay, so if you know this much, then things will be very much easy. So in next class, I will be talking about the radiation network analysis. That will be some how we will be uh, calculating radiation heat transfer between two surfaces. Okay, so we will meet on the next class. Till then, have a nice day. Please, stay safe. And also, again and again, I wanted to remind, prepare your equation book and practice as many questions. Once you go through this view factor concept, I am pretty sure you will find a lot of very interesting and different types of question, and practice as many, and just let me know if you are finding any problem while we are solving any questions related to this topic. So till then, please like this video, comment your opinion and share with your friend, so that this video will get a better reach, and we are very much interested to know your opinion. So comment your opinion either in live chat or in the comment section, and I will be very happy to respond to your query. So have a nice day. Thank you very much.